Hello everyone and welcome back to Full House Sports here with myself, Charlie. You will have to forgive me for sounding a little bit hoarse, a little bit croaky. I think I've got a cold coming on, and also last night screaming Dave Allen's name probably hasn't helped the case. So, as I touched on, obviously last night I went to Sheffield to watch Dave Allen versus Arslanbek about Makhmudov. You can check out content from last night on our Instagram. Walking away from the fight and feeling gutted really for Dave Allen. Thought it was a fight that he was there for the taking, Makhmudov. I think, upon reflection, I think Dave Allen might walk away from this and think he probably could have won this fight. And there's plenty of reasons, in my opinion, why. For starters, I think that he potentially bought too much into the body shot theory. Jamie Moore's a genius as a trainer and knows far more about it, but he's forgotten more about boxing than what I know anyway. But I do think they looked at the Makhmudov loss to Calbayel and potentially thought, well, we've just got to invest in the body shot. Where actually, I thought Dave Allen had more success to the head than he did to the body. He kept trying that left hook to the body. And I think Makhmudov pretty quickly picked up that that was what was going on. I also thought whenever Dave did throw to the body, he sort of smothered his own work. And yes, Makhmudov was clinching a lot. He had the 2 points took off him. But I did think that Dave, was left himself smothering. And actually, when he was in that sort of mid-range, was where he was doing his best work, where he was landing with the uppercut. The uppercut landed flush a few times and rocked Makhmudov's head back. There was also the overhand right, which, yes, it looks wild, and the first 2 rounds you're going, oh, that's a bit wild. But actually, he abandoned that after a while. I thought if you only maybe could have thrown that once or twice. Listen, I've listened to Dave Allen afterwards, and I get what he said about, I'm sort of sat in the crowd saying he should be doing this, he should be doing that. I'm not the one feeling a 6'6" Russian bear wrestler's punches, am I? But I can't help but feel that afterwards he's written himself off again and he said, oh, well, I'm just not that level. I'm not that level. And I think maybe you're not Dave Allen, but I do still think there's something there. I do think that there was the capability to win that fight. I can't help but feel gutted afterwards, to be honest with you. Really, frustrated. I also think as well, watching the fight back, I think Dave Allen didn't fully believe he could do the 12 rounds because he didn't let his hands go for a lot of the first 8 rounds, I think, probably. Didn't let his hands go much. It was obviously round 9 where there was the onslaught at the end where I know not a lot landed clean, but it showed he could back Makhmudov up. For me, for the first 8, he didn't do a lot, and I thought that to me screamed that I don't think he fully believed he could do the 12-round distance. I know he's obviously had his struggles with his fitness in the past, his struggles with his weight, and I don't know, maybe there was something in his head saying, I don't think I've got this in me. Listen, it is what it is. I'm gutted. He's still the pivot champ. The atmosphere last night, I've been to plenty of fight nights. That's one of the best atmospheres I've been at, 110%, in terms of it wasn't artificially generated, in terms of there was no, you didn't need the DJ in the corner because everyone was just singing. Everyone wanted Dave Allen to win. Everyone was there for him. And that was fantastic. And I thought it was quite poignant that obviously Ricky Hatton, the tribute was paid to him. There hadn't been a Matchroom show since there was a tribute paid, the 10 bells were rung. I'm not comparing the two, but Dave Allen, for me, the love that fans show him is similar to this love that fans showed Ricky Hatton when he was fighting and when he was alive. And I think a lot of people relate to Dave Allen the same way they related to Ricky Hatton. I know they're not the same boxer on skill level, but in terms of the relatability, I think there's definitely a comparison. He's just sold out Sheffield Arena, and he's a bloke who's lost now 8 times in his career, but people still want to watch him. Probably also a little bit like Del Boy, Derek Chisora, where you know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get entertainment. I think moving forward, I said on my preview the other day, I thought the Matchroom have got a plan. The rumour is that there's going to be an 8-round comeback for Dave Allen, probably a tomato can. He's going to smash to bits. Then they're looking at the Johnny Fisher trilogy. Johnny Fisher's fighting in Monaco on December 6th. And then British will come on top. Of course, the British co-op titles are going to be fought between Fraser Clark and GBTKV. I wonder what could happen there because I think Fraser Clark's probably going to win that fight. And then I think he might look at going up anyways into maybe world level, fringe European level. I don't know. But I do think that maybe Dave Allen could get himself a British co-op shot quite easily. There's plenty of fights out there for him, plenty of fights I'd pay and want to watch to see. I thought potentially if Dillian White's not going to retire, potentially Dillian White too. You know, I know Dillian looked shot to bits against Mosertown, but that would tell us A, if Dillian's still got anything left, or if Towers are free, and B, where Dave Allen is. I think there's plenty of other fights out there for Dave Allen that I'd like to watch and like to see. I thought Makhmudov after, I think the obvious thing now is going to be, I think he will be in the AJ sort of running. I don't think he'll get the fight with AJ next because I think that's going to be a fight in Africa. and ideally they're going to want a fighter of either African heritage who is from Africa. Maybe he's the fight after that. Maybe early next year he goes in Makhmudov with AJ. I don't know. AJ, I think Frank Smith summed up last night. AJ's on his own path. You never know. But it felt to me that he was potentially looking at the AJ fight afterwards, and that's where they might go with him. There's plenty of heavyweights out there for Makhmudov. But like I say, I just walked away from the arena just feeling disappointed for Dave Allen. Not in him, but for him. Because I think if he'd have had that confidence, if he'd had that belief, I still think that fight was there for the taking. Listen, he might never be world heavyweight champion, but I still think, and I know I've said there's plenty of false starts, I still think that there is a top heavyweight, or a top 20, top 30 heavyweight in there. Anyways, guys, let us know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe. Like I say, apologies for the croaky voice. I was shouting there's only one Dave Allen for most of the fight. Thank you very much for watching as always. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.